Hey guys, we'll give it some time for some people to start watching. Let's see. Oh, all right. We got somebody on. Give it another minute or so. All right. Well, I don't want to delay this too much because I'm sure a lot of people are going to come back and watch another time, which is perfectly fine. And we are all about trying to stay on time here at Ann Sales. So we wanted to start a brand new series that we're doing, which is our weekly interview series. And I'm super excited and a little bit nervous because I've never done a live Facebook interview. So bear with us. We don't think we're going to have any technical issues because we've tested it out. We should be good to go. But if we do, please let me know. If you have sound issues or anything, please let me know so that we can do our best to correct them. So we're super excited about this. We are have a great lineup over the next couple weeks. Next week, I'm excited for this one too. Don't get me wrong, but we'll get there. But next week, I'm super excited. We have our first retailer coming on with us next week. We have Sarah O'Shea from So Chic Boutique. I have been following her over the past couple months during all of the COVID shutdowns and everything, and she's just been killing it. So I'm so excited that she agreed to be our first retailer put on the spot, and so please come back and watch us for that. And another big announcement is that we started a new private Facebook group. That gives us the ability to talk to you guys on a behind-the-scenes basis and, not give out information to the general public that we don't want end consumers to see. So we can talk about wholesale pricing and specials and new product launches, all that stuff that we don't want the end consumer to see until it's ready to be in your stores. Or on the retail platforms. So please make sure that you join that, and that is !sales retailers behind the scenes. You can also find it from our Facebook page, and you'll be able to jump onto it from there. But I'll put this right here. Again, you can see it right there. !sales retailers behind the scenes. That's where you want to go to get all of our cool info. Also, I'll be doing some really cool unboxing of samples whenever I get them too. So I'm excited about that. We already have some samples that have been rolling in from some new lines, and I'm gonna do some unboxings of that in just the next couple of days. So we're excited about all these things. And now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first guest, which I'm super excited about, and he is graciously willing to be my first victim. So let's see. Hey Brian, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Guys,
Clearly hear me, right? I'm not on mute anymore. I unmuted myself successfully.
That's a good, I don't think he's not on mute. We're good. We should be good to go.
We should be good.
All right. If anybody wants to comment that they can hear Brian, we would appreciate it. But yeah, I think we're good to go, Brian. So Brian and I have known each other for a long time. I actually was thinking about this last night, Brian, and we've known each other for more than half of our lives.
That's crazy.
Fun fact. For those of you that don't know, we are a family, run business, and we're a super close family. We consider Brian part of our family. He's one of our best friends, and like I said, we've pretty much grown up together for a long time now. Brian is super talented and amazing graphic designer and marketing and all of these things. And I'll give him a minute to talk about his own background. But when And Sales started 10 years ago, we went to Brian in the very beginning stages and asked for help on the logo and all of that, all of that really important business stuff. And he's been with us all along the way, and we've called in many a favor and still do regularly. So we're super appreciative. So yeah, Brian, you tell us more about you and your company.
Thanks, Camille. Yeah, that was really too much. I'm like almost embarrassed. Like, thank you. You guys are wonderful too, and I've enjoyed working with you. And frankly, just being able to hang out for half our lives now. You said that's scary. Yeah. So my company is Zynk30. I started Zynk30 honestly just a couple of months before you guys started And Sales, which was crazy. It just happened to be that way. So Zynk30 is a marketing agency. We specialize in managed marketing services. So that's marketing strategy, digital marketing, and branding. Basically, it's a really fancy way to say that we'll pretty much do anything in the marketing world. Yeah, we've been in the gift industry now. Well, really, it was Jean Claire that brought me into it when I was still just a teenager, schlepping boxes around her showroom in Northville. So, in some way or another, I've been involved with it, for 20 years already. And professionally, Zynk30 has serviced many rep groups throughout the industry, many brands as well throughout the industry. Out of the industry, we've worked with retailers. One of our ongoing clients now is actually a retailer in downtown Chicago here. He does custom suits and custom shirting. So, we have a background working with your industry, and we kind of understand the challenges that a retailer faces on a day-to-day basis and what they go through. We know, how challenging it can be for a sales rep out on the road every day, pounding the pavement, even for a brand, for a vendor, a line, we know what it's like trying to get your message out there and get your story out there when, your brand is being passed through 25 different people before it reaches the end consumer, and so how do you keep that message strong, and how do you make sure that, you're actually explaining things properly and making sure that everybody gets the message.
And you've been to a lot of the markets, and you've been to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. You've been to some of our trade show groups, associations, and all of those things. So you really get the behind the scenes aspect of it too, from the retailer's experience of buying things in a showroom and spending days and picking the product out, to actually waiting for the product, getting it out, unboxing it, pricing it, putting it on the shelf. You truly understand the entire step-by-step process.
Right. And what else it's going to go with in your store, What can you pair that with? What can you mix and match it with? How does it look on the shelf? How does it display in your window? All those things play a role. And, every store, every retailer has their own unique voice and their own unique brand, right? And so the products have to fit along with that and have to pair well with that and tell, your unique story as a retailer. Yep. So we understand all of that process and how that cycle works, and what a challenge it is as a retailer to cut above the noise and make sure that you're reaching your customer and your customer is understanding where you're coming from.
So speaking of reaching your customer, in times that everybody's been forced to close their physical doors or not reach their customer in the way that they're typically able to, you have been, diving in with us and everything into other options to reach customers or, end consumers and all of those things. And I know throughout this process, you've partnered with Shopify. Can you tell us more about Shopify and, what they are and what that partnership means to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So Shopify is a e-commerce platform. So they allow you to set up an e-commerce website and then sell your products directly to your consumer, to the customer through the website. You can take payments, you can track inventory, all within the website. One of the there are a lot of great features about Shopify, right? And there are two main ones that really spoke to us and we really thought would be beneficial to the retailer, and that's why we decided to go the Shopify route and not partner with somebody else, because there are a lot of different platforms out there that do offer e-commerce solutions, right? So the couple great things about Shopify, first of all, there's an integrated inventory system, right? So what does that mean? If you have a physical location, you can actually purchase a point of sales system from Shopify so that every transaction that goes on within your store and on your website will all be out of the same inventory system. So a customer walks in and buys, 3 candles, your inventory system will automatically update. Now, if another customer goes online and buys 5 of this exact same candle, your inventory system again will automatically update. So then there's this relationship between your physical store and your online store that can really be a challenge when you're trying to piece this together yourself and not use an integrated system. So that's the first piece. That's why Shopify is really great, because they do offer that capability to people that want to take it. Second thing is they offer social selling. And so this is great because you don't necessarily need a website to begin selling online right away. So when you sign up for a Shopify account, you can choose if you want this social selling component. And if you choose it, you get a button that you can put on, say, a Facebook post or within your Facebook page. So you have a product up there and you can put the button along with it. And so somebody can purchase that product directly from your Facebook page.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And that's also very unique. Shopify is the only one that has a simple solution to that. And that was a major reason why we decided to go that route with them. So yeah. And
Shopify right now, they have a deal going on, right? That you can test it out for a chunk of time.
They do. So right now you can sign up for a free account. It's free for 90 days. So you can build your own store. You can use the social selling. You can sell right online, and you can do all of that for 90 days free of charge. So that's a really great feature to kind of jump in, see if that's something that you're really up for, see if you really want to do it, and there's no real commitment on your behalf, which is great. So yeah, totally free trial for 90 days, just to see if you like it.
And this can integrate across all your lines, even new lines that you don't have yet that might offer drop ship that you want to throw up there, whether it's on a full-blown site or just on social selling to test out. And then you're not, you essentially have 90 days that you can test out Shopify for free. And then if you're bringing in drop ship items, then you're not having to bring in inventory. So you have really 90 days that you have a lot of flexibility financially to test some of these, new selling strategies.
That's correct. And a really, really easy way to try it out. So when you create the account, you can either do the social selling or you can set up an e-commerce store. Then if you're involved in a drop shipping program, you can load those products right in the store or on your social media, right? So then when the customer goes to purchase, your supplier, your vendor, is getting the order and sending it out. So you're not touching the inventory, You're not doing any packing. You don't have to worry about shipping. You don't have to worry about adjusting your own inventory, but yet you're still getting the sale. Your vendor's still getting the sale. You still have that relationship maintained, and your customer's getting the product they want. It's a really easy way to try it out and very, very limited hassle.
Or, because I've heard some retailers, especially as people are starting to slowly be able to open, you could swing that strategy a little bit to have the drop ship be to your store and have customers do pickup at your store, so that maybe they're also getting a little bit of an in-store experience as your stores are slowly starting to open up. That's just another option to, try to get them into your store as well, that I know a lot of vendors are open to, as well as drop shipping directly to a home.
That's correct. And, you can set that up any way you would like. And really, I'd say it's to the comfort level of your customer, right? And the convenience of them as well. But I think you really hit on a very good point there. Even if you're doing some sort of curbside pickup program, this still integrates great with that. So you can give the customer the option, ship it directly to me or ship it to the store, and I'll pick it up. So then that way the customer still has the flexibility, to do what's comfortable to them, and you're still offering them the service that you generally offer your customers. So
as a customer, let's say that a customer has a website, an e-commerce site, or they've already, dove into Shopify or something similar, or are planning to. Should they still be looking at other sales options or other ways to still reach their customers aside from just their website or just their brick and mortar and their website?
So the way that I like to talk about it is your website, your e-commerce store, is just like your brick and mortar store. So just like you would maybe put an advertisement in a local magazine or paper, or put a big sign out in front of your store, or hand out flyers, a website functions the same way. You need to advertise for that website, right? So that would be using social media, using Facebook, doing Facebook Lives, using Instagram. Email marketing is another great one. That's a direct connect to your customer. And studies have shown that email marketing gets the best response of any marketing tactic that you can do. And what's nice is if you have an e-commerce website, then you can send your customer, or even if you're doing it through social selling, right, on Facebook, you have that little button, you can send your customer directly to that product that you're advertising. So you send out email marketing and you say, hey, we're selling these great placemats for your summer picnics. Send that with a picture, send the link. The customer can click on it through the email, go directly to your website or to your social media platform and purchase it. These are things that we've all done as consumers, right? But the tools are available to us as retailers too.
Very cool. Okay, so we're talking all the things, essentially. They're all important. Obviously, our attention for so long, unless you are, only e-commerce, has been your, brick and mortar stores. And now more than ever, we're seeing the importance of the e-commerce, but it is layer upon layer upon layer about, many people have been doing the e-blast for a long time. And basically what we're trying to say is you need to continue to layer on as much as possible the social media, and with the Facebook and Instagram, and who knows, have you done a TikTok yet?
No, I have not, and nor have I had a customer that wants to do one yet either. But you're right. I mean, that's the way it's going. And, here's the thing. It seems overwhelming, right? And I mean, we deal with this with all of our customers. I mean, from our largest customers that are, industrial manufacturers all the way down to, our solopreneurs. We have a solopreneur who's a home stager. You know, they all have the same problem, and that it just feels overwhelming that there's so much to do. The best way to go about it is break it down into small, simple tasks, right? So you make a list of everything you need to do, and you spread that out over a month, right? So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I got to do this Facebook post, I got to do this Instagram post, I got to do this TikTok, you know, I got to do this website, I've got to do this email, right? It's not all of that. You break it down one at a time, and you say, okay, you know what? I'm only going to do 2 Facebook posts a week, right? That's manageable. And then you plan that out, and you say, okay, this week I'm going to focus on, you know, product A and product B. Next week I'm going to focus on, you know, this Facebook Live that I want to do, and I'm going to promote that. So the third week I can do the live. And you actually write out all your posts. You don't have to post them yet. You can write them in a Word document. You write them all out, attach the product you want to it, the image, the link, and have it all planned. So when that day comes, you're not scrambling, thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
That's and when it actually, for those of you that don't know, you can schedule your posts on Facebook too. And Facebook owns Instagram, and now you can schedule your Instagram posts through Facebook.
Right.
So
right. Exactly. Exactly.
But it makes the, you know, pre-planning much easier. Right.
Right. And that's just it. You know, again, we tell our customers this all the time. It's just planning. You do, you know, an hour or two worth of planning in a month, and it really makes the entire month go a lot easier and allows you to not get stressed about it. So then, you know, all of these integrated things, you know, e-commerce website and email marketing and social media, even if you're selling on all of those, they'll work together nicely, and you can manage it on your own very simply.
Yeah, but I think one of the things we've been trying to stress too is that, you know, it's been easy, I feel like is not the right word, but it's been a prime time to shift a lot of our focus over to these other platforms and kind of, you know, learn about them and give them all the attention. Right. But now is going to be a struggle shifting back to, you know, reopening slowly, figuring all of that out with all the new, you know, rules and, you know, whatever you're doing specific to your location, your store, while still understanding that you can't leave all the work that you've done over the last couple months behind regarding the e-commerce and the social selling and all those other platforms. It's more important than ever now to do multi-channel and continue it moving forward.
Correct. That's correct. Yeah. And again, that's where having a plan really, really helps, you know, and when you can say, okay, I have these things that I need to do for my brick and mortar store, you know, alongside with these things I need to do for my e-commerce store.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. And hey, shameless plug, we're here to help, right? I mean, they have your whole team as resources, right?
Yep.
And, you know, your reps, I've met most of them. They're amazing people, and they're so smart, and they understand exactly the challenges that your retailers are facing and how to help them through that. They're a great resource to go to.
And thankfully, maybe it's overwhelming for you, most of our team is pretty comfortable with you and is willing to, you know, jump over to you and you know, when they need help or reach out or anything like that. So yeah, if you are, you know, anybody that is watching this and going, gosh, this is overwhelming, I need help. You know, even though we're talking about Shopify and everything, obviously we utilize Brian for pretty all of our marketing. And so Brian is a great resource that is, you know, obviously we highly recommend. So check him out. You have a website, Zynk30.com.
That's correct. And we'll make it even easier. on your website, there is a new page for resources, which is right on the menu on the homepage. When you go, you'll see it right there on the left-hand side. And on that resources page, there's a lot of things that deal with COVID-19 and the situation that we're in, and some things to help you through that. But in the middle of the page, there is a business resources area. And there you will find a link to Shopify where you can sign up for free and start your trial. You will also find a link to our website, which will take you specifically to a Shopify setup page on our website. So if you need help specifically helping with your Shopify setup, we will be there, and you can drop us a line and we'll help out where we can.
Cool. And as we mentioned, if you guys are, most comfortable with your rep and you want to call and talk this out with your rep, no worries. Our reps are well versed on all of this, and they know that they can bounce back to us, back to Brian, and we can circle it out. So with that, we're going to round this out. But I have 3 questions. This is going to be my thing for forewarning for anybody moving forward in my interview attack. I have 3 questions that I'm going to end all of my interviews in. So the first one is, what is your favorite book, podcast, or blog?
So this is a tough one, but I would have to say that my favorite book is probably What Matters Most by Hiram Smith. It's an older book, but it's great for business or personal. And it's a great tool to help you kind of take all those what-if dreams you have, like, oh, someday I'd love to do this, and actually make them a reality, and kind of helps you build a roadmap to achieving those things. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I read it for the first time when I was 25, made out a list, and by the time I was 35, had done everything on the list except for Learn to Fly. So,
although that's a good one. Now you need to add TikTok onto your list.
That's the next thing, isn't it? So yes, I highly recommend that.
All right. I have heard of that book, actually, and that has to go on my reading list as well. What is the most important thing in your toolbox?
That is another great question. And I would say the most important thing probably is my journal. It sounds funny,
so are you
but
old school and you hand write out your journal, or do you type it?
I actually hand write it out. I take all my notes, I type them out, right? But my journal I actually write out. And I only started this maybe a year ago. But I actually have 2. I have one personal and one business. And I just whatever I'm writing about, right? Whatever it is, I just kind of spew it all out on the page. And
that's become your most important tool. Wow, within a year. That's a pretty big statement, I feel like, within a year.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, this is something that I personally think is a big deal in our current time and space. Myself and sales, I believe you too, Brian, we really strive to regularly focus on the positive. It can be easy to see the negative in every situation and all around us, but I think that we need to always remind ourselves to look for the good, look for the positive. In every bad situation, there is always somebody doing good. So what is something positive that you feel has come out or is coming out of the COVID-19 situation?
I'm going to talk just about my own personal situation, what's positive, for me. And, one has been, it's a blessing and a curse. I get to hang out with my son every day, right? Like, he's home. My wife and I are both trying to work full time. So one of us has to be with him. He's only 4, so one of us is with him all the time. So, I spent this morning building Legos. The other day we got to play baseball. those are
I
things
bet you
that,
have some epic dance parties. You guys, Briggs is Brian's son, and Briggs has the most epic dance moves of anyone I've ever seen.
he
It's
loves
awesome.
to dance. Yes, he loves to dance. He loves music. So yeah, it's been great to be able to spend time with him. And even as a family, like we'll take lunch and we'll go for a walk. Like that doesn't happen when we're both in the office and he's at school. So we've gotten that, and that's been great. So yeah.
It's a pretty good positive of the situation. I can attest to that too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being my first victim. I greatly appreciate
Well,
it.
great
And
job. So thank
we didn't
you.
have any technical hiccups, I don't think. So I'm
No.
really excited about that. And yeah, I'm sure that I'll be talking to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Camille. Appreciate it.
Thanks
Have a great
again,
day.
Brian. All right, guys. So thanks so much for tuning in. We hope that you guys enjoyed and got some helpful hints. And if there's anything specific that you guys want us to talk about, any specific topics, please shoot them our way. We're happy to, jump on them. Again, next week, we have Sarah O'Shea from So Chic Boutique. I'm telling you, she is a go-getter and has just been brilliant dealing with all of this while also being super realistic. I'm just so excited about that conversation. So tune in next week, same time, same place. And in the meantime, let us know if you need anything for us or had any questions. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.